Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the sketchbook that I've been drawing in from January 2018 to April 2019. There were a few months throughout the year where I kind of dropped it. There was a time where I was really sick and I really couldn't do anything at all, and then there were some other months where I was working or just too busy doing other things. Most of the pages in this book were posted on my Facebook or Instagram at some point throughout the year, but most of them were edited in some way and don't look the same as they do in this video. But I am showing every single page of my sketchbook here. I didn't cut any of them out, even though there were some that I didn't feel were good enough, or I just kind of gave up on and moved to the next thing. Which is the nice thing about a sketchbook. The pieces that I did in my sketchbook weren't a big commitment. They were just kind of like a fun, relaxing thing to do. So I didn't make it with the intent of showing anyone, but I think it's nice that I feel good enough about it to post it now. So the brand I use is called Pentalic. That's the brand of the sketchbook. And the paper is very smooth. It doesn't have hardly any tooth, and it is kind of on the thinner side. So it was the best suited to when I used pens and markers in it. It bled a little bit if I used like a Sharpie, it definitely bled. And sometimes if I went over it with the fine liners too much, it would bleed through. But mostly, even if it didn't bleed through, you could kind of see the other side because it's a bit translucent. So what I would really like in my next sketchbook is something that I can draw on both sides, like when I see people post their beautiful art journals and every single page has something on it. I kind of wanted to do that, but the paper wasn't really good enough for it. I also use colored pencils and paints sometimes in this sketchbook. The colored pencils worked okay, but since the paper was really smooth, it couldn't handle as much as when I used my Prismacolors on, say, watercolor paper, which is what I mainly draw with them on. The ones I did in the beginning of the hand and the foot, that was like almost too much for the paper to handle with the thickness of the colors I was using. I used a bit of paint, just like really thin washes of watercolor just for fun sometimes, and that was, again, almost too much for the paper to handle. I think I even used a nail polish on one picture, the one of the mountain, and I think I used it to color in the clouds. I've been working on it for a year, over a year, and I've only filled up half of it. It's falling apart a little bit, and that's mostly my fault because I always carry my things around in my backpack and they tend to get beat up. I just am ready to start a new sketchbook. Maybe if I had drawn every day of the year, it would have got filled up. Nevertheless, this is the most accomplished sketchbook I've ever done. If anyone has any recommendations of their favorite sketchbooks to use for art journaling, or just ones that are like nice enough to draw on both sides, I know Moleskines have the most hype, and I kind of wanted one just because of that, but they let me look at the paper at the art store once and it didn't really seem thick enough. And there was this other brand called Lufstrom, I think. They kind of look like Moleskines, but they come in a lot more pretty colors. So I looked at that too, and the paper didn't seem that special, so instead I bought a new one that had watercolor pages. So if anybody has their favorite brands of sketchbooks, that would be cool. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to do some more speed painting soon. Okay, take care.